In this video, we're going to look at some quick worked examples of finding a percentage of a quantity without a calculator. Let's start off now with the number 54. What we're going to do is look at finding a range of percentages of 54 without a calculator. So if we start off with 54, 54 is everything. Therefore, we can say that this is going to be equal to 100%. What I'm going to do is build up a table of values, and we're simply going to look at adding certain percentages together to find any percentage of 54. The next thing I'm going to look at is going to be 50%. 50% is going to be half of 100%. So all we need to do with our answer here is half it. That's going to give me now 27. The next one that I'm going to find is 10%. 10% is 1/10 of the original amount. So I've divided now by 10, so I need to divide 54 by 10, which is going to give me 5.4. So we can say that 10% is going to be 5.4. If we now look at 5%, we can look at this a couple of different ways. 5% is going to be half of 10%, or we could say that it's going to be 1/10 of 50%. I prefer just to look at it as half of 10%. Half of 5.4 is going to give me 2.7. If we look now at 1%, 1% is going to be 1/10 of 10%. So all we need to do is divide the number 5.4 by 10, and that will give me 0.54. At this stage, we can make any whole number percentage of the quantity 54. Of course, if we wanted at this stage, we could find 0.5%. Let's just put this here. So half a percent if we wanted to find half percentages. So all I'm going to do is half 1%, and 0.5% will give me 0.27. So here now are a table of values, and we can go ahead and find any multiple now of 1. So let's do that. Let's now find 15%. So what we want then is 15% of 54 without a calculator. All I'm going to do is go to my table. I can see that I can make 15% by adding 10% and 5%. So what I'm going to do is put 10% plus 5%. That makes 15%. So we know that 10% is 5.4. So this is going to be 5.4 plus now 5%, which is 2.7. If we add those together, we will have 8.1. So we can say that 15% of 54 is 8.1. Let's say we wanted 16%. Well, 16% of 54, we can make that by simply now adding the 15% which we have here. So it's the 10 plus the 5, and then all I'm going to do is go ahead and add now 1%. So I already know that 15% gives me the 8.1, so this is going to be 8.1 plus now 1%, which is 0.54. So we're going to have now, this is going to be equal to 8.64. So that now gives me 16%. Another way we could have done this is doubled up 10% and subtracted away 4 lots of 1%. So let's say we wanted now 50, let's go for 52% of 54 without a calculator. Well, I know that my 50% is going to give me 27. So what I'm going to say is 50% plus 1% plus 1%. You could, of course, put plus 2 lots of 1%. So this is now going to give me 52%. So what I'm going to have then is the 27 plus now the 0.54 plus another 0.54. So we've got 27 plus 1.08. So that's going to be 28.08. And that now gives me 52% of 54. If we wanted 39%, we could do 4 lots of this one and subtract 1%. So you can see there are lots of different ways of doing it. Let's look at 17.5%. There are a couple of different ways that we could do this one as well. So we're going to look without a calculator to find 17.5%. What I could do now is half this quantity here. So we know that 5% is going to be equal to 2.7. Therefore, half of that, which is 2.5%, is going to be 1.35. So one way that we could find 17.5% is now to either do 10% plus 5% plus now the 2.5%. That's one way we could make that. Another way is the 10% plus 10% minus now the 2.5%. Alternatively, if we didn't go that way, we could have said now this was 10% plus now the 5% plus 2%, so two lots of 1%, and then plus another 1% plus now the 0.5%. So lots of different ways that you could make that up. I'd be more inclined to go with now the 10, the 5, and now the 2.5. So all we'd have to do is simply add now the 2.5% to this quantity right here, and that's going to give us 9.45. So that's going to give me now 9.45, and that is 17.5% of 54. So all I've done, I know that 15% is 8.1. I've added now 1.35, and we end up now with 9.45. So there's some basic calculations now of finding the percentage of a quantity without a calculator. Lots of different approaches, but these are typical examples of how you could do it.